we have a very special celebrity guest joining us after the break. Stay tuned.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back into North Dakota today. Well, as we begin to gather for the food and fireworks to celebrate another birthday for our nation, there is no better time to remind ourselves of social etiquette from the father of our country, George Washington. As we eat, drink, talk, and enjoy the show, celebrity historian Raffi Andonian is here as George Washington, as we can see, to share a few of his rules of civility and decent behavior in company and conversation. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and you're going to have company and conversation when you're hanging out for July 4th this weekend, maybe in anticipation of the holiday or on the holiday. So I think it applies wonderfully. You got to look to the father of the country for the rules on Independence Day.
Absolutely, yes. I love the get up. You brought some props. You know, we're going to munch on a little bit of food too. So I'm excited. Let's get into it.
Let's go through some of it. So so he has 110 rules of civility.
Oh, okay.
So we're not going to get to 110, but I picked a few that apply to us here today.
Yes. Okay.
And one of them is drink not nor talk with your mouth full.
Okay.
So let's say you're having a beer, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to take a drink of your beer. This is how you should drink it. What you should not do is he says, let's say you're going to eat your hot dog or whatever you're eating. When your mouth is full, this is not what you should be doing. Talking with your mouth full. This is not why George Washington founded the country.
Yeah.
Remember, he's saying drink not nor talk with your mouth full. So if your mouth is full, don't go and try to wash it down with the beer. That's the worst thing you could do, according to George Washington, one of his rules.
I mean, he knew a thing or two, huh?
Absolutely. Now, what does he go on to say that's related to this? He says, put not another bite into your mouth till the former be swallowed. So I haven't finished eating this bite yet, right?
Yeah.
Well, what you don't want to do is put another bite into your mouth as you're trying to finish the first one. Because now I got two.
Yeah.
And now I'm forced even more to have to wash it down. Which means I'm violating rule number 1 too. So I'm violating both in one shot.
Okay,
I gotcha. That's not what you want to do. Now, as I try to eat this, I'll go through a couple more rules. But let's look at the July 4th, of course, being Independence Day.
Yeah.
This is a copy of the Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
Now, what you may not realize, even though it says July 4th on here, is the actual Independence Day is July 2nd. Because that's when Congress actually agreed or voted to separate from Britain.
Interesting.
So the real Independence Day for some history folks is July 2nd. It's not until July 4th that we declared it to the world.
Okay.
And believe it or not, it's not until the remainder of July and August, over the course of weeks, the founders signed it, because it took them weeks to sign it, to come in and out of Philadelphia. So it's not really one scene.
Yeah.
When we gather the grill, we're kind of announcing, or we're celebrating the announcement to the world more than anything else.
Okay.
Now, let's go through another one of the rules.
Yes.
Because as we're talking about these things, we've eaten now. And he says, speak not evil of the absent, for it is unjust. So, for example, did you hear that Ashlyn doesn't really like Medora? Speaking evil of the absent?
Oh, no.
She's not here? That is not what you're supposed to do. You do not speak speak evil of the absent for those that are not here. That's not what you want to do. So don't be talking smack when you're gathering together around the grill, right?
Okay, this is a good talk. Which, of course, we know that she did love it.
Exactly. So here's the best part then. Rule number 4 that's related to that, to correct that, is be not hasty to believe flying reports to the disparagement of any. So let's say we heard that Ashlyn doesn't like Medora. Well, be not hasty. Don't be quick to believe flying reports, or these negative reports to the disparagement of somebody. So don't believe it. He says somewhere in this book to Google it. That's what he says, right? George Washington says Google it, or come here and ask Ashlyn yourself. You'll see that she actually loved Medora. So that was just smack talk that was rotating, that was going around.
I think our viewers knew that too, right? I think we did.
Now, this is actually a thing. You see the rules of civility. This is from Mount Vernon, his home in Virginia. If you go to mountvernon.org, you can find all 110 of his rules of civility.
Interesting.
So you can read up on even more of these. But these are the ones I would keep in mind for gathering on the grill on the 4th of July.
Okay, these were actually really great tips. I think they apply, obviously, in George Washington's time, but they're just as relevant now. It's pretty unique.
Exactly. Manners are always fashionable. Manners are always important.
Yes.
And these things transcend time. What's interesting is, And when he came up with them, he was a teenager. He was not quite George Washington that we know yet.
Okay.
And he looked back 150 years from his period to the Jesuits of the 17th century.
All right.
And he went around taking notes in the field, so to speak, as a teen. So even when he was doing it, these were timeless principles that he was trying to capture. So I think they're still timeless moving forward because he recognized the timelessness even then, and I think still apply today.
Okay, well, let's give a brief overview. So no chewing with...
That's right.
Or
Don't
no
drink.
Yes,
Don't
no drinking. See, I
That's
already
right.
forgot 'em.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Don't drink as you're eating. Don't put another bite
Okay.
into your mouth as you're eating.
Yep.
Don't talk smack. And if you hear smack that you're not participating in, don't believe it.
Okay, everybody, remember that for your 4th of July festivities. Okay, very fun. And if someone wants to find out more about you, I know that you recently have written a book.
Yes, yes. So if you want to find out more about me, you can go to celebrityhistorian.com. And the book that you're referring to is a book I wrote on the debates around the Constitution, on the founders. You see it on screen right now.
Perfect.
And that book is about the fact that the founders were not actually one voice. They debated different political principles, philosophies, and they even debated over the validity and what should be captured in the Constitution, which teaches us that history is vast and complex. There's never one voice for a generation. And I think understanding all those big complexities is very important for us, especially with presidential debates going on right now and presidential election. So it is important for us to always remember that there's always been debate, even since the founding generation.
Yes, that is certainly good to keep in mind. Okay, thank you so much. It's been so much fun.
Cheers to the 248th anniversary.
I'll cheers with my hot dog. Well, thank you so much again. All right, everyone stick around because coming up on today's show, we are catching up with the Red River Zoo, and I'm going to take a bite of this so they can't see me talking with my mouth full.